Sorry for the delay. I had to start and stop a couple of times. We're having rain here. Right now it is 55 degrees and a bit on the chilly side with the rain. So it's a wear your hair down kind of day today. Well, if you were curious about the map that I had posted earlier today, that is the map of what's going to be happening this Saturday, this upcoming Saturday. Now, there are a lot of my friends that don't tune into the news, and this isn't necessarily a news channel, but I have news, in my opinion, of what I think about this map. And I feel as though this map is trying to tug onto fear-mongering about the protests that are going on this weekend called No More Kings. And it reminded me of, I don't remember the lyrics, and far be it from me to want to sing the song, but the Schoolhouse Rock from back in the 70s, that was a long time ago. I remember babysitting my nephews, and Schoolhouse Rock was on Saturday mornings, with the good cartoons, the ones that didn't have all the space lasers coming out of all the characters' arms and legs, and they would turn into different figurines and robots. The cartoons I speak of. The No More Kings should be a protest because people feel as though the government is currently under a kingdom with President Donald Trump. But I don't take it as that at all. I look for the betterment of our nation. I am not against protests whatsoever. I think that's how our country was founded. People protest against No More Kings. We left England to come to America, discover America, and form our own government. And, well, if you're American, you know the story. I don't need to keep reiterating the stories. The concern I have for people that don't know what's going on because they don't watch the news or they're not aware is my part of the map, Wisconsin, where I'm at. There was a lot of orange on that map, and we are, if you can tell from looking outside of my window, we're predominantly a farming community up in northwestern Wisconsin. I am located 40 miles north of Eau Claire. So my thought process is, generally speaking, we up in the cornfields aren't as militaristic as, say, some bodies of people that may be in the big cities, LA, Chicago, New York, you know the cities I speak of. So if you are not aware that these protests are taking place and you're you have already planned, you're a typical grandma and you've already planned to go downtown shopping in your major metropolitan city, you may not be aware of, and maybe there's going to be protests that may not be peaceful and could be very dangerous or surprising to senior citizens. And I don't want anybody to be hurt. I want people's voices to be heard. Part of America, part of freedom of speech, all the things that make us a republic. So I bring this map to light, and I wanted to do a quick, short live for those that don't know about the protest happening on Saturday. Now, if it's going to be peaceful and there's not going to be any concrete blocks thrown over freeway passages, I know this for a fact because my husband was a truck driver, and my friend Amy, her husband, is also a truck driver. This happened to truck drivers back in the day. Somebody would take something simple, let's say a pumpkin. That's how it actually started. They started throwing pumpkins over the side. I'm sure pebbles and all that stuff, but these are the things my husband, the stories he used to tell me what would happen during Halloween, for example. Hence the pumpkins being thrown over. Well, the militaristic folk got crazy ideas, and they were throwing cinder blocks over the freeways, over the railings, over the fences, and hitting people's windshields, truck drivers, cars, etc., causing, well, you can only imagine the type of damage and shenanigans that had happened if you're going to be hit on a bridge or an overpass by a pumpkin or a cinder block. You know what I mean? Too dangerous. So I only bring this to people's attention to be cautious, be wary. We shouldn't be afraid to step out. We shouldn't be afraid. I personally have no fear of anything. Whatever is going to happen is already destined, and it's going to happen. So hence, I have no fear. A deer can go right in front of me and I can die instantly on this patch of highway, county highway that I'm going on. I don't know when it's going to happen. Be very cautious. If you're going out on Saturday during the day that there are protests called No More Kings, but look at it objectively. And if you know of people that are speaking about going to these sort of rallies, if people, we hope that's the case. If it turns dangerous, be prepared. That's all. That's all my opinion is. Keep your head on a swivel constantly in this day and age, because you just don't know what's going to happen from minute to second. So that is all. I am looking forward to seeing many of you tonight at my live at 10 o'clock Central Standard Time. That's 11 o'clock Eastern. I usually go for an hour, and I'm going to talk about family and food. Preparation. Proper human diet. What do you feed people? What's people's opinion about what you feed them? Also, shocking news to be revealed. I was shocked myself. Hello. So until then, have a glorious rest of your day, and I will see you at 10 o'clock Central for Jerry After Dark. Cheers and toodles for now.